2, 3.
Your girl, it is your host, Rain Hudson. Welcome to the Fitness Couch, a platform that I created so you can hear the journeys of people, how they got started, why they got started, the ins and outs, the up and down through their fitness journey. So today, I am so fortunate. I have one of she's my friend. I've been knowing her for a long time. We used to work in the music industry together, Columbia Records. I have one of my good friends here. She's gonna explain her journey because it is crazy. Miss Paulette. Yes. I'm in Atlanta, y'all.
From ATL.
Hi, boo boo. Hi, boo boo.
How are you?
Paulette, why so high in Atlanta?
Girl, because that's how they do it out here.
They do it.
Today you're lucky because it's not humid. The humidity is insulting.
Cool.
The humidity is insulting. But you
we
get
look
over it.
fabulous.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's
so what was the first thing you said when I walked up?
I said, hey, skinny.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you why I said that. I'm going to tell you why.
Ooh.
So let's start with your name, where you were born, where you were raised, that type of
I
thing.
am Paulette Smith. I was born and raised in good old Southern California, South Central LA.
East Coast.
West Side of Rider, baby. Had to throw that in there. And as Rain said, we met when I started to work for Columbia Records. I actually started Columbia in Santa Monica, California, and got recruited to New York.
Oh, okay.
Which is where, Jamet recruited me and brought me out to New York to work.
Shout out to Jamet.
Jamet Gidry, what's up? So, he brought me out there, and that's where we actually ended up meeting and worked at 550 Madison Avenue with 26th floor, something like that, back in the day. So,
and we connected right away.
Yeah, 100%,
right
because
away.
you real.
Yeah.
Like,
real recognized.
That's it. But you know what? I can say that about all New Yorkers. Because everybody from out there, I still have such mad love, respect, and connection with.
New York is dope.
New York is dope. New York is dope.
So, you were in LA. What brought you to Atlanta?
So I moved to Atlanta in 2006. My mom had died in 2001. And I ended up she was adopting 4 kids. Okay. She died before the adoption could be finalized. So they were supposed to be my brother and sisters, and they ended up being my babies because I adopted.
Wait. Let's go back.
My mom was a foster parent.
And so now
she was adopting. Over. Yeah, I adopted them. So they're my son and daughters. So and they grown now. She got them actually before my youngest daughter was even born. My mother got her at 5 weeks old. And she's going to be 21 at the end of August. So
how many kids do you have now?
I have 5. So I have 1 biological child that's 12, and then my 4 young adults because they're all over 18. And so I wanted a better way of life. Okay. It was 2006. I actually saw I knew something. It's not like, I was an economist or anything like that. I just saw the way that it was a real estate market, the way the real estate market was happening in California, because I had sold my property. When I tell you I walked away with Fort Knox, I walked away with Fort Knox, and I was looking like, this ain't gonna last long.
Right.
And sure enough, it didn't, because you know what happened, 2008. But that's when I decided I just wanted a different way of lifestyle for my children. Coming from the city, right? Yeah, LA is definitely still city.
Yes.
I moved to Georgia suburb, Gwinnett County. Okay. The city is called Suwanee, and Suwanee is exactly how it sounds. It's nice and suburb, and every essence of the word suburb. Great education, low to no crime. Right. And those are the things you're looking for as a parent with young children, that you're like, where can I go and raise my kids? Right. So that's what ended up bringing me. That's why I ended up coming out here.
Okay. Now, when she first walked in, I called her skinny, and she looks amazing. So, but when I first met Paulette, she didn't look like this. Her energy was amazing. I was a big girl. She was bigger than this.
I was a big girl.
Now, when you moved to Atlanta, were you?
I was still a big girl.
Okay, so
I've been book forthcoming. I've been fat since the 3rd grade. That's the title. Okay. Because it's the truth.
She said, I've been fat since third grade.
Something happened in third grade, and I just blew up. So I have been big my whole life.
Okay.
My senior prom dress was a size 20.
Wow.
You know, my 12th grade prom dress, I still have it. It's a size 20.
Okay.
So that sort of kind of let you know where I was at on the big side.
Okay.
By the time I came out here, I was still like a 20. When I had my son, and he was born in 2008.
Okay. He
was a big baby.
Okay.
9 pounds 10 ounces, but after birth, I was 330 pounds.
Okay, wait. That's fine.
After his birth.
330
pounds after I gave birth to a 9 pound 10 ounce baby.
Okay, so you have this weight, and we know that. Forget the look; it's the feeling.
Oh, and that is what happened. So I have tried every single diet known to man. I've even created some. I will tell you, when they say diets don't work, it is true and it is false. It is true because they do not work for longevity. On every single diet I've ever done, I have lost weight. And in the day I stopped the diet, the first bite after the diet, I gained back all that weight and more. So diets don't work because they're not built for maintenance, and people aren't educated for maintenance. So diets don't work. So I ended up just coming to the realization I wasn't feeling comfortable in my skin. I remember being winded walking upstairs.
There you go. So I was going to ask you.
Yes, those things were starting to happen to me. Gratefully, I was not, diabetic, hypertension, heart disease, which is what runs in blacks. So I've never had any of those, or I take that back. At that time, I did not have any of those. But just again, the feeling of being exacerbated, of being physically exacerbated, and I had a newborn. See, that was the whole thing. I had a newborn, so I didn't have a life of. I had a life of getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, type thing. And so then that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm tired. And then I go shopping, and I was one of them. I'm not putting my baby in this nasty cart, and and mind you, he's 9 pounds 10 ounces when he was born. So by the time he's 4 or 5 months, and we all shopping, and I'm holding him the whole time, I'm looking like I can't hold him and me.
Was it ever a time? Did something click, or was it a whole bunch of things? Like, did something?
It was a culmination. I literally one day in 2009, my son was about a year old. He was born in November, and at that time, I remember sitting on the floor of my bedroom saying, "What are you gonna do? I can't." He was asleep, laying in my bed, and I was looking like I can't live in this body anymore. At the time, I immediately was like, what diet? And then immediately it was like, you've been there, done that. You know what the end result is going to be. So then I thought about weight loss surgery. At the time, lap band, at the time, one of the things we knew about was lap band was very new, and gastric bypass, which was a no-go. I know several people that had gastric bypass, and their stories, their journeys were not ones that I wanted to travel. So I started doing a lot of research, and so then I walked into it with standards. I don't want food restrictions. I don't want which gastric bypass I don't want anything foreign left in my body, which I came to find out the port that they put in for lap band is left in your body. I didn't want anything foreign. If you tried to get it removed, you would have to pay. You would have to find a doctor that will remove it, and you have to pay cash.
I didn't realize that.
Insurance will not pay for the removal of the port. So I was like, okay, these are my standards. No food restriction, nothing foreign left in my body. So then at that time, very new surgery called duodenal switch. And so that's the surgery I ended up having April 2010.
You got it done down here?
Yes, April 2010. My surgeon was well versed in it because it was still relatively new. He had done a few hundred by the time I found him, which gave me more confidence in choosing him as a surgeon, especially for a surgery that was still considered new to the market.
Can you break down to us what that surgery, because I've never heard of it.
So duodenal switch is basically, in layman's terms, they remove a percentage of your stomach. So for every human being, you make a fist at any given point in your life. This is the size my stomach is supposed to be. So your stomach is supposed to be that size. We are Americans. This is a nice fat country. Ain't nobody's stomach the size of their fist. So if your
Right.
7-year-old makes a fist, that's the size that his or her stomach is supposed to be.
Wow, you guys
So
see this?
so when you're talking about food portion, because I learned so many things about food. We talk about portions and food control, understand that this is supposed to be all you're feeding. So then when it's Thanksgiving come and you got a huge plate, well, you're overeating, so our stomachs are stretched. All of our stomachs are stretched, especially being in America. Yes, all of our stomachs are stretched. So what duodenal switch is, it comes in and it removes a percentage of your stomach to bring it not back down to size, but to make it a lot smaller than what it is.
Okay.
In my case, when he went in, he did find a mass. Thank you, Jesus. It was benign.
Okay.
But he ended up removing more because he found it at the tail end of the surgery. So he went in and removed what he needed to. He found a mass, removed the mass. So I ended up with an even smaller stomach than what was. But the reason why I like this surgery is because I still have a functioning stomach.
Right.
With gastric, they reroute. You know, so now all of the functions of your stomach are being negated when you're talking about traditional gastric bypass, because from my understanding they have tweaked it now. But with duodenal switch, I still have a functioning stomach. I still have the stomach acids that break down food. That's why I don't have food restrictions. Duodenal switch doesn't have food restrictions.
Gotcha.
In which case, the reason why I wanted it is because I wanted to be able to force myself mentally to do what I needed to do to live and be in a healthier lifestyle. I didn't want the surgery to say, you can't eat that. I needed Paulette to say, you can't eat that, or you don't need that much.
You don't need that much.
Right. I want to be able to give myself the authority and the power to do it, not the surgery dictating the rest of my life.
But you know what, the thing I like about you and knowing you and looking at your Instagram and following you is, okay, you had the surgery, but that wasn't the all. That was like the beginning. So you said, okay, then I saw you started posting like healthier food. How did you get into eating that?
So what ended up happening is I realized early on in my surgery, which I think a lot of people do that have these surgeries, they don't change their eating habits. They just eat smaller portions of the crap that got them fat. And that's what I was doing in the beginning. I was just eating smaller portions of what I used to eat that got me and kept me overweight. In which case you cannot do. So I'm now a certified health coach. I got my certification last year during quarantine. But the things that I've learned about food, when they say food is there, it can heal you or kill you. These are not catchphrases. When you get into it, you truly understand the things that are being done, that our government allows to be done to our food, processed foods, chemicals, things like that. Yes, food can heal you or kill you. Truly, and I'm not pushing this for anybody, but truly, when you get into it, a vegan lifestyle is really truly what human beings need. Because of the things that they do to our animals by the time it makes it to the plate.
Sorry, but before that, what did you eat before this whole thing?
Oh, girl, everything. I ate out, I cooked. I don't eat fried foods anymore. I used to eat fried foods. I can't tell you the last time I had a piece of all of it. So then that was the thing. So I was still going to McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's since 2013. But I was still going to McDonald's, and instead of getting a regular meal, I was just getting a Happy Meal. You see what I'm saying? So I was eating lesser of the stuff that got me where I was.
So let me ask you a question. I know you're vegan and I know you eat really well. Let's just say for viewers that don't want to be vegans, but they still want to go to McDonald's. Let's just say with fast food. But what a lot of people don't realize, there are okay things that you can eat on that menu.
There are. Especially today in 2021. There are. Now, I will tell you, I was, a few years ago, I tried plant-based. I was hardcore for an entire year. I do not believe in deprivation. I'm not going to deprive myself. So I categorize myself as a pesca-vegetarian. And this is how that works out. At home, I'm straight up vegan. Because I control everything. When I walk out the door, although there are a lot of restaurants and vegan options, et cetera, I am not going to look like you're in town. If you were like, girl, let's go to such and such restaurant, it happens to be a Japanese steakhouse, I'm not going to look and tell you, I'm happy you're here. I'm not going to look and tell you, no, we got to go to a vegan restaurant. So I will allow myself that opportunity to go pescatarian. So I still don't eat meat when I go out. I will look for the fish option. And even in that, I'm looking for fish. I don't do scavengers.
Okay.
So I won't do catfish. I don't eat tilapia. I won't do any shellfish. They're all scavengers, and we understand what scavengers' role is when it comes. They're the vacuum cleaners for the sea.
Right.
Like the pig is a vacuum cleaner for the earth. So I don't do scavengers. And when I go out, I allow myself to be pescatarian.
Okay.
Because also I'm not going to go out to dinner and pay for a bunch of sides. I'm just not going to do that. Because I enjoy food, and that's the whole thing. I still want to be able to enjoy
That's
food.
what that was the question.
I don't want to deprive myself. I still want to be able to enjoy food.
It's controlling.
Right. And that's what it is, completely controlling. Now, my surgery not included at 47, I am now going through the digestive.
Let's go back to the, what age again?
47. At 47.
Okay.
My digestive system is starting to change.
Yeah.
And
metabolism,
things like meat, my body is not as receptive to.
Okay.
So it really and truly organically falls in line with me being vegan. Okay. Because my body doesn't want the chicken and the beef and the turkey. It just doesn't want it anymore. Yeah. I now am at the point where I get bloated, or I'm up all night on the toilet.
You don't like the feeling.
And that's what it is. So it's like, you know what, with that, because of the stage I'm in my life today, it's been easier to do that. But it still doesn't mean I don't crave those things. That's where the hard part comes in. I love beef. The cow never did nothing to me. Right. Just let everybody know. Cow never did nothing to me. And I love a good filet, but I have to keep remembering the last time I ate filet, what happened to me. So, it wasn't a good scene. By the time I got home, I didn't sleep all night. I felt bloated for about 3 days. And that's after having beef,
I want to apologize to you because when you walked in, I said, hey, skinny. And that's something that's a word, skinny, fat, overweight, I don't want to use. I should have said hello, healthy. Because have you had anyone say to you, you're losing too much weight, why are you doing this?
Yes.
Let's talk about that for
So I will say for anybody on a weight loss journey, and I honestly feel that I believe that people who have had weight loss surgery, because there's a misnomer that having weight loss surgery is the easy way out. It is so not the easy way out. It is a true lifetime commitment.
And I was one of those people. I'm gonna be honest.
All weight loss surgeries are what we call malabsorptive. That's why they work. And what does that mean for the rest of my life? I will be taking a slew of vitamins for the rest of my life. Don't let me show up for it. And 11 years old, I still go back for my annuals, for my blood work.
Okay.
Don't let my blood work come back looking bad. Then you open yourself up to a host of other conditions when you have bad blood work. So it is not the easy way out. Also, no weight loss surgery is for a lifetime. The shelf life of my surgery was only 4 years. So after 4 years, starting year 5, this has been all on me. Yes. And the choices that I've made, statistically, does the average bariatric patient gain their weight back? About half of the weight that they've lost, they typically gain after so many years.
Because they don't realize it's a lifestyle.
And that's what it is. It is a lifestyle. When people come to me, because I have had people come to me because I'm open about having bariatric surgery, and they're asking me for my advice. The first thing I tell them is, you have to assess who you are and where you are. Okay. Please do not let bariatric surgery be your immediate go-to. Let it be your last resort. For me, it was my last resort because up to that point, I had done everything and failed. Okay. Was not able to see longevity. But it was not an immediate go-to. I went down their list of diets. Like, which one worked best?
The diet that I've been through.
That's the whole thing. So, don't let it be your first go-to. Let it be your last resort because it is a true lifetime commitment. I feel bad. I know when I haven't been taking my vitamins consistently because I started to feel that. Other things will start to happen. My bowels, look, girl, when you get my age, your bowels become an issue for you. Like I haven't had a bowel movement, or they not formed, or they loose. All of those things make a difference because of what you're putting in your body.
But you also
and yes, eat well. I have had people tell me that that I'm losing too much weight and to stop losing weight. And those were because I did want to answer that. Those were hard. They weren't compliments. They were hard. They were hard things to hear because you don't understand, I've been fat my whole life.
Right.
And who are you to tell me when I'm supposed to stop? Or is it that you are not comfortable with my weight loss because you were comfortable with me being fat?
Right.
And that's it. You were comfortable with me being fat, and now that I am becoming more healthy and I'm losing weight, you are not comfortable. You're not. You're that. And so I understand that those comments did not come out of concern for me.
Yeah.
It came out of their discomfort with where I was at in my life. And I think that a lot of people need to stop before they say that to anyone, whether if it's somebody that's doing it through diet and exercise, someone who has had bariatric surgery, who is also doing it through diet and exercise, because of bariatric surgery, it's a partnership. You and the bariatric surgery partner together to do it.
It's like a marriage or a
right.
friendship.
And that's really truly what it is. You still have to put the work in. You still have to put the work in. So those comments, I have had them. I've had them from people that were close to me.
What do we do?
And I had to. I won't lie. In the beginning, when I first heard it, it hurt because I was so proud of myself. Yeah. You know, and for someone to tell me to stop losing weight, and then, but in that moment, I had to realize you're not comfortable.
You're not
with me.
Yeah.
You're not comfortable.
Because I'm comfortable with me.
That's it.
You know, and it's so funny. Like I said, I'm gonna, apologize again. It's like
no,
the skinny and the
no
fat.
problem.
It's like, there are some people that are small and they're like, don't call me skinny. That's not a cool word. Call me healthy. Or just say, hey, you look good.
Right.
But I noticed also that you eat well and you promote it. But I also see that you do walks, and you say, you know what, now I can walk, because before you couldn't walk.
Oh no, because the flight of stairs was a huge issue for me. It was things that I remember, because out here we have town centers, right? Okay. So in Suwannee we had a town center and I actually have a picture. I'll pull it up to you and send it to you. That day I was out, my son was still a baby, and they have fountains and stuff, and my kids were running around playing and stuff, and I wanted to get up and go over and take my baby. And it was a hot day like this, and with that weight, it was just like all I could do was sit to the side with my baby and just play with him. But I wanted to be out there with my kids and the fountain, and I remember just like, I am winded. Yeah, that's just how I felt. It was like, it was enough for me to just get him in the van and drive up here. You know, and so again, living in that skin, nobody knows what it's like to live in my skin until you are living in that skin. And so, I needed, those were the things that truly was like, okay, I have to do something. What am I going to do?
You had that plan first.
This is my last resort. And then, yes, I hit the ground running. And after I lost the weight, my energy levels started to come up. And that was the difference. Those energy levels started to come up. I was able to get up and go exercise. I was able not only to join the gym, because I always had a gym membership, just never used it.
Never used it.
So now I can actually use a gym membership that I've been paying for the last 5 years.
And you know what? I had posted something a while ago. Your kids are looking at you. Your kids are looking at, well, mom's big and mom's out of shape, and mom can't do this and mom can't do that. You know what I mean?
It makes a huge world of difference. My kids are my biggest cheerleaders. They are super proud of me whenever I, lose some more weight. Or it's like, Mom, you're noticeably smaller. My kids, now that that's a blessing to having young adults, they send me on shopping sprees.
See?
And now they know my size, and so now they're ordering clothes to send to me and things like that. So that's like the wonderful thing. And my kids, they're like my biggest cheerleaders, and they also follow. They're not vegan, but they also follow in line with the healthy eating and being conscious and caloric intake and things and water. And so those things make a huge world of difference. And to your point, they do watch.
They do watch. What's the next step?
So right now, my next step is, so I do have Fitology. Fitology is my health and wellness business where I've basically taken everything that I have come to know and I impart it on people in addition to my health coaching certification.
Okay.
So anybody who is looking to lead in a better eating lifestyle, if you want to try some things before surgery, if you want to try some things instead of surgery, I am definitely your go-to person, and these are things that are tools and knowledge that are after surgery.
Right.
Because, and I'm thankfully so, the weight loss community was not what it was 11 years ago when I had my surgery. So now I am looking at all of these beautiful people taking this transformation and this leap, and then I'm still looking in scrutiny because I've been there and I'm looking like, you eating the same best, you eating a smaller portion. Right. I'm seeing myself.
Right.
So I'm wanting to get to those people to say, hey, don't do the surgery, or even if you have the surgery, let's go ahead and refocus because you need to be making healthier choices, not just smaller choices, but the choices need to be examined. Right. It's one thing to eat a smaller portion of mac and cheese. It's another thing to make a healthier version, or just not the mac and cheese at all, a different option.
Or eating it in the daytime so you got enough time to burn it off.
And that's true.
Timing.
That is true.
Yeah.
And so all of those things come into play. Right. Fitology, my 4 pillars are looking at the whole person, which is spiritual, your connection to whatever your higher being, your mental, how you think, your emotional, how you feel. Mental and emotional are 2 different things.
Yeah.
And then the physical, and I break the physical down into what you eat, what you put into your mouth, as well as your activity. I don't deem it exercise.
Right.
Whatever your activity is. Somebody could be on an adult baseball team.
Right.
That's activity.
Yeah.
You know. So those are my 4 pillars for Fitology. In addition to other things that I've been doing, I also am into ministry as well. And so now I have a new program that I am developing. It's called the Paulette Effect. So I'm loving that, and y'all are going to love when I roll it out.
Yes.
I can't tell you a whole bunch, but it is more of it will include a holistic approach to who you are, where you are at whatever moment you are in your life. It is not a future projection. We are going to deal with you today to make sure that you are living your best life wherever you at. You're living your best life at 30,000, 300,000, 3 million.
Right.
Because a lot of people, when people hear living your best life, they immediately attribute it to money.
Right. Or
and that's not true. And it's not true. You can live your best life and be happy living your best life at 30,000 a year. You really should.
I'm gonna tag you guys to her page. She's just a phenomenal person. I'm just like so proud of her. I could not come to Atlanta and not interview her. So we're getting ready to ask a really, really fun question.
Okay, cool.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is red.
Red. What's your favorite music?
Hip hop.
Hip hop. Okay,
Hip-hop
I was about to say right.
For life.
What's your favorite dish as far as food?
Ooh.
If I had to make your last dish, what would it be? I mean,
so, okay, we're going to push veganism aside. Like I said, the cow never did anything to me. I love a great filet with asparagus spears and a good mashed potato. A good mashed potato.
My girlfriend makes a good mashed potato. Shout out to Southern Girls. Anyway, what's your favorite animal?
Dogs.
You love dogs?
All my whole life. My mother thought I thought I was going to be a veterinarian.
Oh, wow.
I was one of those kids that you would see the dog with the mange and I would go, can we take it home? And my mom is literally grabbing me by the collar like, no. Yeah, so dogs.
What is your favorite alcoholic beverage or protein shake? Some people don't drink.
You know what? That's another thing. I'm getting back into the protein shake because I had gotten away from it because my diet was so balanced. I am a whiskey girl. I like whiskey. Brown liquor. Brown liquor.
She do brown liquor. Would you rather live in the sea or the sky?
Love the sea.
I love the sea. Daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Daytime. Besides what you're doing now, what else would you do? Like if this totally not to do with what you're doing now.
What else would I do? I'm about to speak this.
Speak it
into an existence.
Speak it.
I would have a church.
Okay. Ministry.
Ministry.
Now, what profession would you not? That's it. You would just not do it.
I used to work at Merrill Lynch for several years. I would not go into finance.
Finance, okay. What's a sound that you love to hear?
Birds chirping.
What's the
In
sound?
the morning.
In the morning?
Mm-hmm. In the
What's
morning.
the sound that you hate to
It sounds so good.
hear? That sounds
Sirens and gunfire. But I grew up in South Central.
right.
Actually, sirens and helicopters. Before I even say
That's good.
sirens and helicopters, I can't stand it. Yeah.
What is your favorite quote or curse word?
Maya Angelou said, when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Can you say that one more time?
Maya Angelou said, when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Mike has dropped. I am done because that's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Again, I want to thank you. I just want to let you know I am extremely proud of you. I could not come to Atlanta and not rock with you.
I just want to let you know, I think I've told you once, years ago, when I started this journey 11 years ago, you were, and I was seeing you on social, and I started to see you on social media, because social media was not where it's at today 11 years ago. You so inspired me, not because you were ever big, but it was just like, you know what? She left music. We know what that world is like. The glitz, and she is straight doing this for legacy, longevity, health. Those are the things that are intangible, and they are invaluable. You cannot place a dollar on them. And to see you, knowing the industry you had came from, to see you pivot into that, that is what honestly, seeing you do it is what honestly, and I'm not saying this to make you cry, it's what honestly led me to birth Fitology.
Okay.
It honestly, and I'm telling you, I'm not telling you this because we're on camera, I'm telling you it's a truth. Seeing your passion and what you do, it literally gave me the courage, because I already knew I was divinely assigned. But you don't always take assignments, you know, or you sort of kind of tell God, wait, not right now. And that's what I was doing. And it was like, I always, in my mind, I always kept going back to you. I always kept going back to you.
Oh,
and so you were definitely a huge factor in me doing Fitology. Yeah.
Guys, another amazing episode in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, with my girl Paulette, and I'm going to tag you. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. I love you.
Definitely.
Thank you for just being part of this journey with me. I love you guys. Peace. West side.
West side. Let's get that up there. Going
and
up
they get
Missing someone.